Hello everyone, welcome you all in our YouTube channel Vaishnavi Nalawde. In today's video lecture, we will discuss about second point in evaluation of drug. In first part, we will discuss about organoleptic evaluation. In today's video lecture, we will discuss about microscopic evaluation. Microscopic evaluation मध्ये microchemical test on powdered or histological sections are also important on the point of microscopic evaluation. Example in that test for strychnine on TS of Naxomica seed can done with ammonium vanillate and concentrated H2SO4 gives violet color, that is central region of endosperm. Brucine with concentrated HNO3 orange yellow color with peripheral region of endosperm and fluoroglycerol as to HCl that is 1:1 proportion मध्ये यूज केलं तर त्या नक्सोमिक ॲसिड मधले आपल्याला लिग्निफाईड स्ट्रक्चर्स लिग्निफाईड स्ट्रक्चर्स दिसतात. म्युसिलेज सेल्स ज्या आहेत त्या आपल्याला ज्या वेळेला आपण रुदेनियम रेड ॲड करणार त्यावेळेला त्या सेल्सना पिंक कलर येणार. Agar isabgol seed is also examples of that. Then eugenol in clow oil is precipitated as potassium eugenate crystals. Microscopic evaluation मध्ये microchemical test on powdered and histological sections. जे क्रूड ड्रग आहेत त्याची पावडर केली जाते आणि ते जे ड्रग आहेत त्याचा हिस्टॉलॉजिकल सेक्शन दॅट इज TS, LS हे आपण कट केल्यानंतर आपल्याला वेगवेगळे केमिकल रिएजंट यूज करून त्यातलं इव्हॅल्युएशन करावं लागतं. सो नक्सोमिका हा एक ड्रग आहे, नक्सोमिका सीड आहे आणि हा एक काय आहे क्रूड ड्रग आहे. सो त्याच्यावरती ज्या वेळेला आपण अमोनियम व्हॅनिडेट अँड कॉन्सन्ट्रेटेड H2SO4 हा रिएजंट ॲड करणार त्यावेळेला ते सीड जे आहे ते व्हायलेट कलरमध्ये आपल्याला तो त्याचा एंडोस्पर्म आहे तो शो करणार. देन ब्रुसिन आणि कॉन्सन्ट्रेटेड HNO3 ज्या वेळेला आपण ॲड करणार त्यावेळेला ऑरेंज येल्लो कलरमध्ये पेरिफेरल रिजन जो आहे एंडोस्पर्मचा तो दिसणार आहे. सेंट्रल रिजन ज्या वेळेला अमोनियम व्हॅनिडेट आणि कॉन्सन्ट्रेटेड H2SO4 ॲड करणार त्यावेळेला सेंट्रल रिजन ऑफ एंडोस्पर्म आणि ज्या वेळेला ब्रुसिन आणि विथ कॉन्सन्ट्रेटेड HNO3 नायट्रिक ॲसिड ज्या वेळेला ॲड करणार त्यावेळेला ऑरेंज येल्लो कलर दिसणार कोणाला पेरिफेरल रिजन ऑफ एंडोस्पर्म. देन फ्लोरोग्लिसरॉल आणि HCl ज्या वेळेला 1:1 प्रोपोर्शनमध्ये ॲड करणार त्यावेळेला काय दिसणार आहे लिग्निफाईड स्ट्रक्चर्स ट्रायकोम्स, लिग्निफाईड सेल्स, ॲल्युरॉन ग्रेन्स हे काय दिसणार आहेत पिंक कलरमध्ये दिसणार आहेत. देन म्युसिलेज सेल्स ज्या वेळेला रुदेनियम रेड ॲड करणार त्यावेळेला पिंक कलरमध्ये म्युसिलेज सेल दिसणार. ऑल्सो एक्झाम्पल्स इन दॅट अगार आणि इसाबगोल सेल. देन eugenol in clow oil is precipitated as potassium eugenate crystals. These are all about the microscopic evaluation. Then third one, that is chemical evaluation. In chemical evaluation, determination of the active constituent in a drug by chemical test is referred to as chemical evaluation. Chemical evaluation मध्ये chemical test important आहेत. डिटर्मिनेशन ऑफ ॲक्टिव्ह कन्स्टिट्युएंट्स त्या क्रूड ड्रगमधला जर आपल्याला शोधायचं असेल तर त्याच्यासाठी आपल्याला केमिकल टेस्ट कराव्या लागतात. So the following are various methods of chemical evaluation. In that instrumental methods, chemical constants and qualitative chemical tests. In first one, that is instrumental methods. In that they make use of various instruments for evaluation like colorimetry, fluorometry and spectrophotometry. हे तुम्ही PA मध्ये शिकला आहात. colorimetry, fluorometry आणि spectrophotometry. Then chemical constant. In chemical constants like acid value, iodine values, saponification value, शॉर्ट फॉर्म दिलाय सॅफ व्हॅल्यू, सॅपॉनिफिकेशन व्हॅल्यू. देन एस्टर व्हॅल्यू, अनसॅफॉनिफिएबल मॅटर, ॲसिटाइल व्हॅल्यू, व्होलाटाइल ॲसिडिटी etc. are used for the identification of lipids. These are chemical constants value: acid value, iodine value, saponification value, ester value, unsaponifiable matter, acetyl value, volatile acidity etc. are used for the identification of lipids. Then methoxy value and volatile acidity for gums and mucilage. Then acid value and sulfated ash for resins. Then acetyl value, ester value for volatile oil containing drug. Then acid value, saponification value, ester value for volatile containing drug. Methoxy value and volatile acidity for gums and mucilage containing drug. Acid value and sulfated ash used for resins containing drug. Acetyl value, ester value for volatile oil containing drug. Acid value, saponification value and ester value for volatile oil containing drug. Then qualitative chemical test. Qualitative chemical test for carbohydrates, जे की तुम्ही बायोकेमिस्ट्री मध्ये शिकलेला आहात. क्वालिटेटिव्ह केमिकल टेस्ट, जसे कार्बोहायड्रेट प्रोटीन्स आपण केमिस्ट्रीमध्ये शिकले आहात, तसंच फार्माकोग्नोसीमध्ये आपल्याला केमिकल टेस्ट ज्या आहेत कार्बोहायड्रेटच्या, प्रोटीन्सच्या, त्या क्रूड ड्रग जे फार्माकोग्नोस्टिक ड्रग आहेत त्याच्या आपल्याला करायच्या आहेत. ओके, सो क्वालिटेटिव्ह केमिकल टेस्टमध्ये टेस्ट फॉर कार्बोहायड्रेट्स, इन दॅट मॉलिस टेस्ट, टोलन्स टेस्ट, बेनेडिक्ट टेस्ट आणि फेलिंग टेस्ट. देन लिपिडसाठी फॉर्म्स सोप विथ अल्कली, greasy spot on paper, camphor test with Sudan red 3, then with osmic acid, that is black, with tincture of alkana, that is red, Halfen's test for cottonseed oil. These chemical test for lipids. Then detection of alkaloids, glycosides, these are comes under pharmacognostical classification. So that detection of alkaloids, various tests are used. In that Wagner's test, that is Lujol solutions, gives reddish brown PPT. Second one, Mayer's test. In that mercuric iodide solution. Mercuric iodide solution. Then creamy precipitates is observed. Then third one test, that is Hager's test. In that picric acid is used. They gives yellow precipitate. Fourth one test, that is Dragon-Dove test. In that potassium bismuth iodide solution is used. They gives reddish brown precipitate. Then tannic acid solution test. In that different alkaloids gives colored precipitate. In detection of alkaloids, first one test, Wagner's test, they gives reddish brown precipitate. Second one is Mayer's test, they gives creamy precipitate. Third one is Hager's test, they gives yellow precipitate. Dragon-Dove test, they gives reddish brown precipitate. And tannic acid solution test gives colored precipitate with different alkaloids. These are the chemical tests for carbohydrates, lipids and detection of alkaloids. Then fourth one, that is biological evaluation. The pharmacological activity has been applied for evaluation and standardization. Assays are preferred on living animals as well as on intact or excised organ, indicating strength of the drug, that is bioassays. It is employed when the drug cannot be evaluated satisfactorily by chemical and physical methods. In this method, the response produced by the test drug on living system is compared with that of the standard preparation, such an activity is represented in units as international units, that is IU. Biological evaluation मध्ये तुम्ही जे फार्माकोलॉजी मध्ये प्रॅक्टिकल्स परफॉर्म करतात, दॅट इज बायोअसेज, बायोअसे जे तुम्ही परफॉर्म करता त्याच्यावरती तुम्हाला ड्रगची पोटेन्सी, स्टँडर्ड आणि टेस्ट ड्रगचं इव्हॅल्युएशन करता येतं. ओके, प्लांटवरती सॉरी बायोअसेमध्ये ॲनिमलवरती ड्रगचं तुम्हाला इव्हॅल्युएशन करता येतं विथ द हेल्प ऑफ टेस्ट अँड स्टँडर्ड सोल्युशन. देन बॅक्टेरिया, दॅट इज स्टिफॅलोकॉकस, S. typhosa and M. pyrogens. That detection of phenol coefficient of a drug. Then second आहे bacteria K. pneumoniae and Saccharomyces cerevisiae. S. lutea and Staphylococcus aureus. These are bacteria that used for determination of antibiotic activity of a drug. Then third one, guinea pig, to test toxicity and antigenicity of biological preparation. These are bioassay. In that, guinea pig is used to test toxicity and antigenicity of biological preparation. Fourth one, in that pigeons, that is assay of digitalis preparation. Then fifth one, rabbits, used in the assay of curare alkaloids, head drop method, with the help of head drop method. They give mediatric and meiotic activity on eyes of rabbits. Then sixth one, that is dogs, used for assay of drugs for pressure activity. And seventh one, human, assay of drug for liver, stomach and anemic activity. It is clinical trial साठी humanचा use केला जातो. Okay, so these are all about the biological evaluation. Then physical evaluation. In physical evaluation, the physical evaluation of the approved drug is accomplished by the determination of various physical characteristics or parameters by using various physicochemical techniques. In crude drug evaluation, physical methods are used to determine solubility, specific gravity, optical rotation, viscosity, refractive index, melting point, water content, degree of fiber elasticity, ash values, extractive values. These are under the physical parameters. Okay, these parameters used in the Sutics also. That is physical parameters in that solubility, specific gravity, optical rotation, viscosity, refractive index, melting point, water content, degree of fiber elasticity, ash values and extractive values. Then first one, that is elasticity for fibers, that is example is cotton. Then second one, viscosity of drug. It refers to the resistance of a liquid to flow. This resistance acts against the motion of any solid object through the fluid and also against the motion of the fluid itself past stationary surface. It is a constant value. Example in that liquid paraffin less than 64 centistokes. This is the viscosity of drug. Then solubility. In this evaluation, the specific behavior of the drugs towards solvents is taken into consideration. काही drugs soluble होतात, काही insoluble. So example of colophony, it is light petroleum, and perobalsam in chloral hydrate, and castor oil in light petroleum. That is half of the volume of castor oil is dissolved. Then alkaloidal bases, that is organic solvents used for the solubilization. Then alkaloidal salt used or soluble in polar solvents. Okay, these are the solubility. Viscosity झालं, solubility झालं, then specific gravity. Specific gravity, it is referred to as the relative density. It is the ratio of mass of a solid or liquid to the mass of an equal volume of distilled water at 4 degrees Celsius or of a gas to an equal volume of air or hydrogen under prescribed condition of temperature or pressure. Its measurement gives the idea of floatability of the drug. If the specific drug is less than 1 or more than 1, then the substance sinks in the water. If the specific gravity less than 1 or more than 1, then substance floats on the water. Example of specific gravity of cottonseed oil, it is 0.88 to 0.93, coconut oil 0.925, then castor oil 0.95, and nut galls. If specific gravity less than 1, then it indicates nut galls are inferior in quality. Optical rotation, in that certain drug substances may have capability of rotating the plane, that is polarized light to specific orientation, that is plus or dextrorotatory, and negative or that is levorotatory. Substance that rotate the plane polarized light to the right or clockwise or dextrorotatory, that is D or plus sign. Then substance that rotate the plane polarized light to the left or anti-clockwise are levorotatory, that is L or minus sign. So measuring optical rotation helps in determining whether a substance is optically active or not. Purity, quality and strength of crude drug. That is example in optical rotation, in that lemon oil plus 57 degree Celsius to plus 65 degree Celsius. Terpene less lemon oil, that is minus 4 degree Celsius to plus 1 degree Celsius. Citronella oil जावा व्हरायटी असेल सेट्रोनेल्लाची तर -5 डिग्री सेल्सिअस टू +2 डिग्री सेल्सिअस, आणि सिलॉन व्हरायटी असेल तर -9 डिग्री सेल्सिअस टू -18 डिग्री सेल्सिअस त्याचं ऑप्टिकल रोटेशन असणार. ओके, देन नेक्स्ट वन पॉइंट, that is refractive index. Refractive index, it is the property of a material that changes the speed of light, computed as the ratio of the speed of light in a vacuum to the speed of light through the material, that is N is equal to C divided by V. N, that is refractive index, C is equal to speed of light in vacuum, and V speed of light in the substance. So this gives an idea of identification of a drug, purity and quality of crude drug. Example, that is castor oil 1.4758 to 1.527, that is refractive index range of that castor oil. Then clove oil 1.527 to 1.535, cinnamon oil 1.573 to 1.595, cassia oil in that inferior grade, that is 1.61. Cinnamon leaf oil, that is adulterant असेल leaf oil, that is 1.53. These are the refractive index. Then melting point, it refers to a temperature at which it changes state from solid to liquid. Plant constituents have very sharp and constant melting point. Example, in that beeswax 62 to 65 degree Celsius, wool fat 34 to 44 degree Celsius, and agar 85 degree Celsius. These are the ranges of melting point. Then moisture content. Moisture content. The moisture content of crude drug is responsible for decomposition of crude drug due to chemical change or microbial attack. It is necessary to determine and control the moisture content of the crude drug. It is determined by heating the crude drug at 105 degree Celsius in an oven to a constant weight. Example, digitalis not more than 5% weight by weight, and ergot not more than 8% weight by weight. These are the moisture content in the crude drug. Then 9.1 point, that is congealing point. It mainly refers to volatile oils and some alkaloids. The temperature at which the liquid turns into a solid. It is example, that is solidification range of a FA in olive oil, that is 17 to 26 degree Celsius. Then UV light. The reaction of certain drugs either in powder form or transfer section in UV light is of importance in several cases. Example, that is detecting adulterant, that is rafnotic rhubarb. हा rhubarb हा drug आहे हा rhubarb in Chinese or Indian rhubarb. Pale catechol, that is cambier fluorescein test. The alkaloids like aconitine, that is light blue color, imitine gives orange color, berberine gives yellow color. These are the UV light. ओके, UV लाईट अंडर आपण ज्या वेळेला बघतो त्यावेळेला त्याचा कलर कोणत्या ह्याच्यामध्ये दिसणार आहे ते तुम्हाला इथे सांगितलेलं आहे. देन क्विनिन इन डायल्यूट H2SO4 गिव्स स्ट्रॉंग ब्ल्यू फ्लोरोसन्स. ज्यावेळेला क्विनिन एक H2SO4 मध्ये ज्यावेळेला तुम्ही डायल्यूट SO4 मध्ये क्विनिन जेव्हा तुम्ही डायल्यूट H2SO4 मध्ये डिझॉल्व्ह करणार त्यावेळेला ते काय दाखवणार आहे, स्ट्रॉंग ब्ल्यू फ्लोरोसन्स कलर. देन ॲश व्हॅल्यू हे आपल्या काय आहेत, इम्पॉर्टंट व्हॅल्यू आहेत जे की फार्माकोग्नोसीमध्ये मोस्टली यूज केल्या जातात. ते आपल्याला प्रॅक्टिकल्समध्ये सुद्धा बघायचे आहेत. ॲश व्हॅल्यू, एक्स्ट्रॅक्टिव्ह व्हॅल्यू, टोटल ॲश व्हॅल्यू, वॉटर सोल्युबल ॲश व्हॅल्यू, वॉटर इनसोल्युबल ॲश व्हॅल्यू. ओके, सो फर्स्ट ॲश व्हॅल्यूज. ॲश व्हॅल्यू म्हणजे काय आहे, the determination of ash values is useful for detecting low-grade products, exhausted drugs, and excess of sandy or earthy material in a drug. It is more especially applicable to powdered drugs. Different ash values are calculated for such a purposes are total ash, sulfated ash, acid insoluble ash, and water soluble ash. In first one, that is total ash. It is useful for detection of the crude drug mixed with various materials. Example in that sand, soil, calcium oxalate, chalk powder or other drugs with a different inorganic contents, that is lime, chalk, calcium sulfate, to improve their appearance. The maximum temperature used for total ash is not more than 450 degrees Celsius. It is because of the fact that at higher temperature volatile alkali chlorides may be lost. ज्यावेळेला जास्त हिटिंग करतो त्यावेळेला ड्रग पूर्णपणे त्यातून निघून जाण्याची शक्यता असते. इट इज बिकॉज ऑफ द फॅक्ट दॅट ए हायर टेम्परेचर और volatile alkali chlorides may be lost. If carbon is still present after heating at moderate temperature, then water soluble ash is separated and residue is reignited. It is boiling pressure, BP, or ash may be broken up with alcohol and residue is reignited, that is USP. USP मध्ये युनायटेड स्टेट फार्माकोपिया आणि BP हे जे आहे रेसिड्यू इज रिइग्नायटेड, हा जो पॉईंट आहे रेसिड्यू इज रिइग्नायटेड, दॅट इज BP म्हणजे ब्रिटिश फार्माकोपिया अँड ash may be broken up with alcohol and residue is reignited with USP, that is United States Pharmacopoeia मध्ये याची तुम्हाला डिटेल्स मिळून जातील. सो द मेजॉरिटी ऑफ क्रूड ड्रग्स कंटेन कॅल्शियम ऑक्सलेट whose quantity varies frequently. So therefore total ash of a crude drug vary within wide limits for specimen of genuine drug. Example for rhubarb total ash ranges from 8 to 40 degrees Celsius, and in this case a determination of acid insoluble content is more preferable. Example aloe 5% weight by weight, ginger 2.5 to 6% weight by weight, tea 5 to 7% weight by weight, bell 3.5% weight by weight, black catechu 6% weight by weight, cannabis 1.5% weight by weight, valerian 12% weight by weight, and clove 70% weight by weight. These are the examples of crude drug. Okay, आणि त्याची काय दिले, acid insoluble content. Okay, then sulfated ash. This ash is produced after treating the drug with dilute sulfuric acid before ignition. सल्फेटेड ॲश म्हणजे काय आहे तर तो ड्रग जो असणार आहे तो डायल्यूट सल्फ्युरिक ॲसिड बरोबर आपल्याला काय करायचं, त्याचं ट्रीट करायचं आहे. द टोटल ॲश कंटेन्स फॉस्फेट्स, कार्बोनेट्स, सिलिकेट्स, सिलिका एक्सेट्रा. टू प्रोड्यूस मोर consistent ash, European pharmacopoeia method involves sulfated ash where all oxides and carbonates are converted into sulfides. So temperature used for this procedure is more than 600 degree Celsius. These are the examples of ginger, tea and ashoka bark. Ginger, in that exhausted ginger is also included. Then tea made exhausted tea also included in the examples of sulfated ash. Then water soluble ash. It is used to detect the presence of material which is exhausted by water. The water soluble ash is subjected to much greater reduction total than total ash and is therefore used as an important indication of the presence of exhausted material substituted for the genuine drug. Water soluble ash, त्याच्यामध्ये these are the examples of water soluble ash आणि in third column gives the total ash values of that drug and these are water soluble ash. Then extractive value. Extracts, these practicals included in our practicals syllables. सो ही जी प्रॅक्टिकल्स आहेत एक्स्ट्रॅक्टिव्ह व्हॅल्यू, ॲश व्हॅल्यू हे सगळे तुम्हाला परफॉर्म करायचे आहेत. Okay, extracts of crude drugs are obtained with different solvents. These extracts give approximate measures for their chemical contents. Various solvents are used according to the type of constituents to be analyzed. Water-soluble extracts are used for determination of crude drugs containing glycosides, tannins, and mucilage, and alcohol-soluble extracts are used for determination of resins, certain glycosides, whilst ether-soluble extracts are used for drugs containing fats and volatile principles. It also provides means of detecting and approximately determining the amount of an adulterant which yields matter to a solvent that has little or no action upon during itself. So example in that colocynth seeds are often mixed with pulp in powdered colocynth. The amount of insoluble matter also indicate the presence of an unreasonable amount of woody matter or piece of barks or vegetable debris in drugs such as myrrh, tolu balsam, catechu. In certain cases, extraction of drug is by maceration, in other by continuous extraction process. Such determinations are useful in case of following drug. These are the examples of water soluble extractive value and alcohol soluble extractive value, and also a limit of petroleum ether extractive value, that is colocynth example is included. Okay, so फर्स्ट चॅप्टर आपला इथे संपलेला आहे. थँक्यू. हॅपी लर्निंग. स्टे सेफ. थँक्यू so much. If you are not subscribed to my channel, then subscribe first and press the bell icon to get latest updates of upcoming videos. Thank you so much for fully watching this video. Thank you.